Welcome to our webinar on Dapr, Distributed Runtime Application. So my name is Abhishek Dwivedi. I am working in Nasdaq with capacity of technical lead here. So today we are diving into the something super exciting for all you developers and tech enthusiasts out there. Dapr, the Distributed Application Runtime. If you are working with microservices or looking to modernize your application, this webinar is for you. Let's get started. So what exactly is a Dapr? So Dapr is a portable event-driven runtime that makes it easier to build resilient cloud-native applications. It's designed to help you manage the complexity of the microservices without needing to be an expert in distributed systems. Dapr provides best practices through a set of open independent APIs known as building blocks. And the best part is that it's a platform agnostic, so you can run your applications on Kubernetes, virtual machines, and even on locally side. So if we are seeing now, Dapr's building block are the heart of the systems. Each building blocks is an API you can call from your code to handle common microservice challenges like state management, pub-sub messaging, and many more. These building blocks are language and framework agnostic, making them incredibly versatile. Plus, you can extend Dapr with a new building blocks if you need something custom. So it's like you can see that there is a service to service invocations we require for the service and communication part, publish and subscription that pops up. I talk about that. There is a automation and workflows and or with that, and state management like making the stateless and stateful services and make it highly available, binding inputs and outputs with external resources. We we have a databases and queries, we have that, and actors in which encapsulate code and data in the reusable actor object, which can use by the reusability. And in the microservices we can how we can store the secrets for that, for the making a compliance making that, and configurations how we are going to do that, and distributed lock, and last word cryptography for performing operations of encryption and decryption of data. So let's move to that, like see what are the components of the Dapr. So Dapr's uses modular design where components provide specific functionalities with defined interfaces. This means you can easily swap out components without changing your application code. For example, you can use different state stores or messaging system by simply configuring them in a YAML file. Dapr components supports a wide range of functionalities including state stores, pub-sub, secret management, and more. If you can see that like how the swappable YAML files with resources connection metadata is there, and there are more than 100 components available there. If you can see that like this is state stores, we can use DynamoDB, we can use like Azure Cosmos DB, we can use that Redis Cache, we can use that. So for PubSub broker we can use most famous clouds PubSub, like we have a SQS for that, Azure sequential, like we have that GCP PubSub, we can use that, and also RabbitMQ, most important thing, we can use that, binding and triggers. So you can see that like how it's a code cloud agnostic way, and it's not dependent on any particular cloud, or we can use so that's make a Dapr more good candidate for using our microservices. So now let's move to the how we can see that resiliency or the Dapr. So one of the biggest challenges with the microservices is ensuring the resiliency. As your application grows, so does its complexity, and the risk of failure increases. Dapr helps you to implement the fault tolerance with features like timeouts, retries, and circuit breakers. It also supports health probe to monitor the health of your application, and the Dapr sidecars, ensuring your system remains reliable and responsive. So it implements a fault tolerance with timeouts and retries, circuit breakers, like we have that. As you can see the diagram, we can see here how the resiliency is maintaining in the Dapr systems. So that's required with the HTTP and health API for sidecar health checks and readiness. Most of the sidecars and for or microservices pod, if we are working on the Kubernetes, we use that this kind of health checks or like probes, we have that for making highly available. And we have access guide for applying Dapr resiliency policies as well from the Dapr. So let's move to that, like how observability play in here. So observability is crucial for understanding how your system behaves, especially in this distributed environment. Dapr simplifies the observability with the built-in distributed tracing using open telemetry and Zipkins. This means you get automated tracing context generations, making it easier to monitor your services and identify the bottlenecks. Dapr also provides metrics logs for sidecar and control plane, helping you keep an eye on performance and health. So you can see uh, like challenges we have like in application, as I discussed, like more understanding the system behavior involved in, we have to understand the patterns and monitoring internal calls and performance, early detection of the issues, like a prevention of the issues or prevention of the any attack, we have that. So that's make the importance of the observability in that particular scenarios. So it's like and this especially in the productions and live environment we have that. So it's crucial for the any production of beneficial in development. So it helps to identify or where is the bottleneck in my code or any application. It also helps us or empower us to enhance the performance and debug the across the microservices. So it also gives us insight that requires application instrumentation and collects and sends data to observability tools. Challenges that includes maintenance and portability across the different deployments way. So that's where the how observability plays a crucial role here in the Dapr. Now you can see that here the monitoring tool we can attach with the Dapr, like Zipkin we can attach, Jagger, and a New Relic we can attach, Dynatrace, Datadog, and many more we can sync with the Dapr. So it's like you can see that there is service A and communication with Dapr, tracing goes to these monitoring tools, and also service B is sending the published Kafka and PubSub components, and Dapr service C is going to also. All these have sending the tracing reports to the monitoring tools, and that's visualized how service A, service B, service C is linked with each other and how their communication is going on, where how the request pattern is going on. We can see all over from here also. Now let's see how the configurations part will be work. So configuring Dapr is straightforward. You can customize the behavior of your Dapr sidecar and control plane service using YAML files, whether you are running in a self-hosted mode or on Kubernetes as well. So you can define settings and policies that suits your needs, like tracing instance or security configuration. It's not like we have to be expert, we have to gain expertise, we require any particular engineer or any professional for to configure the Dapr. It's like any developer can help with the help of guides. You can deploy the Dapr and do the configurations for Dapr as per your need, and customize the Dapr as per your requirement of the application deployment. We can have that. Like suppose you can see that like we have a Dapr configuration overview that customize behavior of Dapr application sidecars and control. When you can have the Dapr config. This is a kind of resource in the Kubernetes. We can use a Dapr config. We have a default namespace, and the endpoints we are using our local one. Developers can do any depend upon that. Application side configuration like access control policies, how we can define that, how we can do that, and security compliances we can also do that in the configuration. So we can also customize our control plane configurations and deployment methods also we can use here. So just go and edit the config YAML file in the Dapr directory and use that method. So that's where you can see that like how easier to configure the Dapr for our specific need or customizations. We can do that. Now let's move to the security part. So security is the top priority with the Dapr. It offers end-to-end security with MTLS for the service to service communication and API level authentication using tokens. This ensures that only authenticated application can interact with each other. Dapr also supports OAuth for middleware endpoint authorizations and provide granular security policies to control access and reduce attacks. So if you see that like there is a secure communication features, we have that, and Dapr to Dapr communication we have that, secure application communication we have that, like we have a security policies we have to maintain that, how we are going to do the security compliance and methods imply that for the security, and operational securities we can maintain that. So if you see that secure communication, we can find that if you see that diagram or image, we can see here like all the services is going to end-to-end API token and authentication happens, end-to-end encryption happens, and this is the kind of Dapr to Dapr communication happens between one service to another service, and this is a kind of end-to-end security with service invocation with PubSub and application we can use that. So that's kind of security Dapr's features featuring that and provides us to making our application more secure for that. Like we have in operation security, we can manage the MTLS certificates with automatic rotations. We have that, and middleware endpoints authorization with OAuth. That's most of the organizations we are using the OAuth for that. And network security best policies like DMZs and firewalls, we can imply that, and we can integrate with the Dapr also. So that's where the how we can go into the security in the Dapr. Now moving to the use case. So how can you use Dapr in your organization or in your projects or kind of thing. So here are some common use cases like microservice orchestration. We can have that, simplify service communication and manage state and workflow. We can easily go for and Dapr is a good candidate for that process. Legacy system integration. Suppose that we have some applications and on the legacy format and some application on microservices on kind of thing. So in that scenario we can use like a Dapr for wraps existing system with the Dapr APIs for gradual migration to the microservices. We can use for that. In that scenario, Dapr proofs will the one of the good candidate for that. For event-driven architectures, for that facilitate pub/sub messaging and ensure reliable event delivery. So it needs that, like if it's need to make one-to-one end-to-end integration for that, and that also making the highly available and reliable one for our applications that ensure all accurate delivery and handling of the requests. It can be like, and most of the thing like most of the organization working with a multi-cloud deployment, multi-cloud architecture we are working on. So that Dapr provides abstracts for cloud specific services, ensuring the consistency across the clouds. So and with edge computing runs Dapr sidecar on edge services for distributed computing and data processing. One of the most good example of that use cases are stateful services and actors. Dapr offers state management and scalable actor models for concurrent processing. That's one of the good feature or that we get from the Dapr. Serverless computing, integrate with the serverless platform for event-driven executions. For example, we have a Lambda function, we can integrate that, and we can use many cloud function, we can integrate that. That's the important thing, we can use that here. Most of the thing, and these are today the world of the IoTs and device management, that we use Dapr for handling the device connectivity and data processing with event-driven workflows. We can have that. So that's wrap our our Dapr, how the Dapr works. Whether you are building a new microservices or modernizing the existing application, Dapr provides a tool and best practices to make your journey smoother. If you find the Dapr good, let us know also, and we can help you also to get more on the things. And please like this video and kind of things. And also for more details and for more this type of expertise, please contact us Nasdaq Global. Thanks for attending the webinar.